Just thinking about someone I used to know. My cousin. The Queen, in fact. A tyrant. I tried to stop her, but things don't always go according to plan. She cast me out to a forgotten island, and made short work of my allies, too. Lucky for me, I was able to commandeer a ship, and began a new life for myself, out on the high seas. Aye, but I hear that the Queen is at it again, and there's something darker behind her madcap schemes this time. If I don't stop her, I don't know who will.
Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world. Trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
Once I was a crusader for the Divine Order. I pledged my life to Lucian the Divine. The war changed everything. He sent me to save the elves I grew up amongst. I arrived too late. Lucian ordered the use of death fog against the Black Ring, annihilating everyone I once knew in the process. Now I'm a mercenary killer, one of the infamous Lone Wolves. And my next target is none other than Lucian's own son.
All my life, I've been a performer, a musician, beloved and celebrated by all. But I have a secret. I'm also a playground for sprites and spirits and worse. The voice that rings inside me now is darker than any that came before. Almost caused a bunch of my fans to rip each other to pieces. But you can trust me. I've got this under control. Step 1. Find out who or what is trying to take control of my mind. Step 2. Make it sorry it ever tried.
famed, of course, for my unique red skin and unparalleled skills as a general of the House of War, I, the Red Prince, was raised within the vast palaces of the fabled Forbidden City. I was destined to become the next emperor. But my ambitions suffered a bit of a setback when I fell from grace for cavorting with demons. Now, I'm exiled and hunted by assassins. But I assure you, I remain undaunted and as determined as ever to claim my rightful throne.
I used to be a slave, kept under the thumb of the master, the bastard that made me hunt down my own kin. How did he do that, you ask? With the living scar you see on my cheek, this horror that takes no more than a song sung by Master Dearest to control my very thoughts. But now the tables have turned. I broke my shackles, and when I finally find him, I will make the Master sing a very different kind of song.
Meet your maker.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
So, it wasn't a dream after all.
Oh, everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do, really. What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Did the murderer take it into this room? Or was he already?
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, a new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because, to answer your question, what the collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw something he wished he hadn't before he came here. We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this. Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him. His own shadow and his own source. We'll find out who did this. Speaking of...
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Think about it. It's one of you who got killed, not one of us. We want to find who did it and bring them to justice. Who's your real enemy here? You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dangerous.
This tome is. Dennis is such a dear lending it to me. This is a rare magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
No, you can. A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
I'm not suited for this. It's sea cow, not sea sheep. Haven't got any shoes, have you? People these days.
No, you can. Be good, you scallywags. Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You'd presume right. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Do you know Losa? My mum is afraid of lizards. Wow. You're a dragon. You look like a dragon. But where are your wings?
It was one of their
Name? The Divine Order wants to know. Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, eh? We're trying to catch a killer here.
If we just skip to the part where I reassure you...
The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big bruiser like you ought to be able to take them on.
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like bones around a campfire.
Shouldn't be drinking, boys.
You got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll have you drive over the side of the ship.
Come on, please, Losa.
That's enough.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knock on it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions.
Hey Julie, you alright? Welcome. How are you today? Feeling any better?
He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
He turns his head toward you, looking you up and down, and smiles before turning his attention to the ship once more.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Julie. Hopefully you're better soon.
You look like a boy to me. Listen if you're interested, or get gone if you aren't. The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
Only another 8 months to go the way, Julie.
And? Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums.
Next October. Oh God. Yeah, I thought I'd give a different type of game a go. This is supposed to, there's a lot of people saying this is the best role-playing game ever made, so we'll see.
But there's more. Listen close.
You got any plans for today, Julie?
There now, just like... Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back, the other catches you before you lose your footing.
So what have you got planned then?
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks
Laying
whenever
in
the
bed,
helmsman
what a plan.
jerks
That's
it
a cracking
clockwise,
plan, actually.
which means we're heading east.
Sounds like a winner to me, that one. Flask of hot chocolate. You got, please say you got hot chocolate. You got hot chocolate. You got any chocolate, Julie?
Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for Yes! Only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy! Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate, even here. Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting close to the
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't acknowledge you anymore.
Ooh, that's rather ignorant. No. Doesn't acknowledge you anymore. Oi, beardy.
If you'll be pardoning me, I'll be much obliged.
I've never dined on anything less than a dozen course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel.
Presume these are going
They
to be
sound
like
like the
your
dry
team
cackling
soon.
of an old witch.
No chocolate. Damn. You need to get in like a big box of it or something, Julie. With loads of hot chocolate and marshmallows. Make you feel better drinks. That'd probably do it.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid.
Oh God, is it that bad, Julie?
Rolling dice. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down.
Is Owen
with a
looking after you, though?
coy smile on her lips.
I presume he will be. Have him running around like mad.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite seriously.
This is a Divinity Original Sin 2. I never played the first one.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm.
I mean, there's
and tell
people
you
saying
how
that
you spent
it's
the night before
pretty
last.
much... Remember Dungeons and Dragons years ago? Nerds used to play with all the stupid 52-side dice and all that. It's like that, but a digital version, supposedly.
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat grooming.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers.
All right,
As
Julie,
everyone
no
lay
worries.
sleeping, you lay awake.
Thanks for
thinking
popping
of
in.
Someone back home. A very special.
I hope you get better soon, Julie.
You were reminiscing.
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, don't you worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
I don't lick and tell. Like, never thought I'd hear that one in a game.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
Who get you?
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
He's very rude. Ifan just called you a tramp. This dude here, look, him there. Dirty.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. Ifan seems amused at the gesture, but he bats your arm down from the salute when the Magister sees what you're doing.
You served? Ah, my word. Bravest warriors on Riverlawn. Served Lucian myself. A long, long time ago now. Long before Source became reason to leash a man like a dog.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
I think I've copped.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Johnny Big Pants.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Johnny be free.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Ask Giffen if he knows anything about where you're headed, Fort Joy.
The Joy? I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show.
Oh, ominous, innit, Bishop?
Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
Well, like that one. Say you'd like to meet Alexander, you'd show him exactly what you think of his bloody divine order.
Easy now. I might think the same. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
Continue.
What are you conspiring about over there?
Shut up, you.
You, Lizard, what's your name?
Oh,
David.
don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
What was that dude over there called?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Johnny got Bash Bishop.
Away with you, at once.
Oh, God. We just can't do any game, can we, mate? Oh, God.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Greasy key, we'll have that. What's that for this door then? Yeah. What's that? New recipe, H. Okay. Welcome to the crafting screen. Select or drag 2 items in the crafting slots and hit the combine button. Valid combinations will be added to your recipe book. Okay. So if we got potions, makeshift wand, minor intelligence potion, handmade mage armor, mashed potatoes. Potato! A rain scroll, okay. Combine runes. That's just straightforward stuff.
We've got this wolf on a leash now.
Ooh. Restoration stall. What's that do? Restore vitality of a target character, restores also cured poison and bleeding. Meats. We like meats. Sounds like it's kicking off in there. I started that one, didn't I? Garlic. More garlic. Okay.
Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
See if I'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse.
I think he's after riding me.
All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
What? Johnny be good. You're alright, Neon?
Fierce, aren't we?
Morning, guys. How are you?
I'll soon remedy that. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Oh. He's not after riding me, he's after marrying me by the sound of it. Yeah, I'm a lovely cook.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach.
Guys, I'm getting worried. I don't know, mate.
Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Oh God, he's looking for a wife. Try her over there, mate. Oh God. Most certainly tell him, give it a sheet of satin, you can make a bum look like a baron. That's more like me. Stick a thumb through one of the holes in your garb and say, these provide cool in summer. Ventilation. I love that
yes,
one.
I can tell from your vagabond chic. A bag is as good as a shirt kind of
Don't let him
style.
mess you up.
I shouldn't be getting my hopes up.
Okay.
On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after.
He says wearing a sack. Okay. You most certainly have personal pride. You're no stranger to combs, powders and perfumes. Well, that's definitely not me. Tell him you're trying to recall the last time you bathed. What month is this? It's closer. You tire of this game. Tell him to bugger off. I like that one.
Goodness gracious me, what a bore. Off with you. Quite clearly you wouldn't have done at all. Shoo.
Ooh. I've just been rejected. He left me at the altar. Okay, what's this? Oh, bucket. I love that, I think. Candle. No.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail.
I quite like that narrator. It's like you're reading a book, like you're playing a book.
He reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your scales, and rubs his chin.
Extremely friendly, this lot, aren't they?
Fascinating.
What is? What is?
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
We've got to reach over to ruffle his hair with a grin, aren't we, seeing as how he ran his finger over me chin.
What purpose did that serve? Was that a greeting? Was it...
No, I just did it to wind you up.
Oh dear, I seem to have crossed some cultural taboo. How difficult. You have my apologies, Lizard. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once.
Look at him curiously, you're not sure he understands what's happening, you're bemused, who is this guy? Ask about his book, he really seems to have drawn him in, or take your leave.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Understanding is all rather relative.
Sounds like he warned you to sell Avon.
Take this book, for example. I understand all of it, and yet none of it makes sense.
I'm pretty much like that at the moment, but not about the book.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. I know the beginning of this tale and the end, but I am rather missing the middle.
You're supposed to read the middle. See, that's your problem right there. You skipping to the end. That's impatience for you, isn't it?
Tell me, what do you know of our world's history?
Right, okay, so I'm a lizard. I'm a soldier scholar, so one of these is character trait. So let's have a look at these. Boast that the ancient empire is abided through all of history, even in the face of the divine order, it stands strong. Whew, that's like a... He's just flexed his muscles with that one. Talk about the most recent threat and how the Magisters have been fighting the Void Woken all over Rivillon. That's pretty boring. Well, Cranley Hubert's work is generally seen as the authority, but you can recommend some histories of each race. Oh, we've got to fluff out muscles, haven't we?
Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it already.
But all the best bits are at the end.
No. I want to know about the Celestial. I want to know about your gods. This text tells me that they created all creatures, but nothing of what came before. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind?
Snort, is that like it? Alright. If you runs legends, you shouldn't be reading a history book. Fair enough.
Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect anything else? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering.
He's ignoring me now, guys. He's ignoring me.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the last passenger.
Alright, that doesn't sound ominous, does it?
You faring okay so far? Of course I do. Seems Voidwoken dog your heels like a shadow. That's no way to live, is it? You'll see. We're gonna help you.
Help? By putting a collar on my neck. Okay.
You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
Okay.
Keep those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, she can hit.
Monies. We'll take the monies. So what have we got? Restoration stall, greasy key, meat. Let's try that. Requisitioned. Sorcerer hold. 1 crate. Sunflower, pumpkin seed, turps. Right, okay. Don't need any of that rubbish then, do I? No, same with that. A few of them are good in spirits, especially the children. The others are sullen. Don't blame them. Change is rough, but they'll make new friends sooner or later. And when we cure them for good, they'll be thanking us, not cursing. Well, most of them. That elf with the dice, that lone wolf, the creaky voiced woman in the kitchen. Some folks won't get over it. Reckon they won't be first to get cured, if they ever get cured at all. Okay. Let's go on a word with ease. Who should we talk to? Magistrates or the old woman? Let's go and have a word with her.
Standing at the centre of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
Your turn next on the toilet then, yeah. She's nearly finished.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
I like the accents.
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
Why?
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
Oh, don't look at me.
There are others whose lives must end.
Hey, fine on.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
I've got more of an affinity towards her than you guys. Especially you, skirt wearer. Address herself. That sounded bad, I didn't mean that. Address the sorcerer and ask her what she meant by there are others who live lives must end. That wasn't about the last mission where you had to drop off the passengers. Say yes sir and turn to leave. No, I don't want to do that.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She just threatened me, guys.
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
How'd you do that?
I'm just about to create a scene.
Run away!
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Oh. Oh, fighting time. Right. Ow.
What's happened?
Wow. A lot of stuff there can be picked up, can't it? We'll pick it all up, might be able to sell it at least. Bottle of wine, effects unknown. I can tell you the effects of that one. Broken source collar. Ooh. 2 of them got glooped. Money! Thank you very much. I like that. Ooh, there's his jaw. It's a bone box. It's a bone box. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Ooh. Hatchet, makeshift wand, Taj. Okay, we'll get them on. What's this one? Fire and poison, is that? No, poison, poison. In fact, I'll raise the defense up a bit. Let's bring that. So what's that? Shields up. What did that give me? Restores the physical armor and magic armor of your shield. Okay. So it's a buff. Broken sauce collar. Bottle of wine. Chubfish. Cheese bread. Cheese bread. I like the sound of that one, don't you guys? Cheese bread. Yeah, it was like wham, done. Oh, splattered everyone by the look of this. Key to stern room. Life essence. Sparks. A single spark hovers delicately within this iridescent, enchanted orb.
On the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them. She doesn't stir.
Cheese bread. Cheese and bread. Let's go and loot these ones here as well. Mug of water, what about that? Money. So, a fine trophy to commemorate the slaughter of an innocent beast. No, she's not dead, she's just knocked out.
The Magister lies on the floor.
Oh, well, she's not looking. I'm going to nick that book. Sus King insists there's no magics to foul, even those that would block or even remove the source within an individual. I delight in his madness. It's an invitation to manipulate all which we once believed immutable. That's a different word, I don't know what that means. He provides all manner of experimental subjects. The text beneath lists a series of hexes and materials required for muting souls. Some of those objects are circled in black ink and annotated as follows: helm, collar, mask. So you just have to click where you want him to go. That's not bad. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, I've done it again. Try that, drop it on the fire. Hey. Well, that worked.
paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching.
Shout to the dog. It has to get out of here. The ship's gonna sink.
The dog notices you for the first time and snarls, the hairs on its back prickling as it lowers itself into a lunge.
You sorcerer!
Yeah, I'm on a boat, I think. There's water coming through the windows, so I hope so.
It sneezes suddenly and pours.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please make it stop.
Oh. Ask the dog if its job is to hunt sorcerers. Tell it to go find the one who did this. The ship isn't going to last much longer. Decide it's best to put the dog out of his misery. No, I'm not doing that.
Sorcerer!
That happens in Wales all the time.
The dog whines and continues pawing at its nose.
Oh, I feel a bit sorry for that doggy. It's oil flask and gold. I like that. Nothing on there. Mug of beer. We'll have that. Things might get hard, you know. Cashiers.
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Cup. That's worth checking, isn't it? Thank you. Forgery of a painting. Don't need that. Candlestick holder. Let's come back here. Let's try attacking it like this. Wow, these doors. Okay. Don't look like we're getting that way anytime soon, though. I know, poor doggy. I don't know what that is, but I'll take it anyway. I hope I get to fight soon. I want to see what the fight is like. Gold. Always a lot of collecting on these games at the beginning, isn't there? Oh! Guys, I found you a cup of tea. You'll have to share it, but I found you a cup of tea. Best enjoyed near the hearth on a rainy day. I'd agree with that. I got it for you. Cook them ribs up there, yeah. Okay. Moving on. Right, that's out, so let's go up here first. Nothing in there. Oh, ladder. My first bolt. How did they know? More money. Oh, someone moving in there. Fame. Let's find out what that book says. No, it's Death fog barrels have been locked down in storage. Stay out. You and Rick's both. If anyone starts fooling around down there, it'll be lights out. Okay. Yeah, hopefully it's a big cup of tea. It looked pretty big. Effects unknown. I think we can put them straight on that one, can't we? Stow your weapons. How do we do that?
Pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead.
Right, so we've got the tea, we've got the beer, we just need a bit of coffee and some bickies. And we're done. Got a nice afternoon sorted then.
No! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet. It cannot even resist acid. No wonder they're so bloody ignorant.
The skeleton looks up and notices you for the first time.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
He's not very nice, him, is he?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly used the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? Trifling matters like water and poison do not concern me. No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea floor, I will simply walk to shore. Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over.
Yeah.
The skeleton holds up his book in one quick, frustrated movement.
I am trying to discover if there is anyone worth saving.
Keep the tea for an emergency then.
And I will be damned if I let the lives of some mayflies get in my way.
I don't like that
Go
thing.
on, go. Swim or drown or do whatever takes your fancy. I have a book to read.
Yeah, I don't like him. Not nice. Magister Knight, Magister Swordsman. Money! We do like the gold.
Something's pounding on the hull.
Ooh.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You recognize the symbol immediately for what it is. A warning of death fog within.
Not an ominous name for something, is it? Death
You press your
fog.
palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither cold nor warm, but simply grey. The colour drains from your hand, and you are left numb. It doesn't budge. The door groans open, but a motion shadow clouds your mind.
Definitely not going in there. Bar of soap. Gold. I'm gonna have a bath tonight. Right, so I think we've cleared everywhere now. Let's go out. Sneaky battle, let's see it. Behind the door. No. No. Oh, fighting. Splat. A poison surface has been created in your vicinity. You can burn it away with fire. Perhaps it can be used. Combat and divinity is played in rounds. Everything you do in combat costs points. Okay, so these are the action points, which you receive each round. Your turn ends when you have no points left. Okay. From left to right, the order of character portrays determines the turn order of combat. So it's me first, then them, then me, then them. Okay. Yeah. Oil on that. So it's got no talents, vitality. Okay. Burn a little shit. Oh. Didn't kill it. It didn't kill it, guys. Damn. What the? What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? This is your hotbar. Yeah, I figured that. Okay, let's get rid of that. Ignition. This one. It's not dead. I'd have killed it. Oh, I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm alright. Oh, that was convenient. Put itself up. Fireball. Raw, lumpy giblets. No idea what I could possibly use them for, but we'll give them. We'll take them anyway. Let's get rid of that first. And then maybe put it out. Like that. Look, there it is. Let's take this up there. Should risk it for a biscuit. Yeah, got it. Go for it. Oh, didn't get me. Oh, fire wand. Definitely have that. Let's go down here. Aye. Fire wand. Let's get rid of that. Poison wand and a fire wand.
That means there's still a chance. Go on, kid. Come on, Eric, taking the rope.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Called the dwarf, a yellow-bellied coward. You'll return to the lower deck and check for survivors. Ship trembles beneath your feet, but the kid's right. You'll say you go back to the lower decks. We'll do that.
Thank you. There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Yeah, you know how that is.
Wait! Void Woken!
No talents, just bad breath.
Woken was supposed to be scary.
Oh, got help. She's just been slapped for that one though. Elemental arrowheads.
Let the games begin.
Nice. So that one dead, and that one dead.
They who are about to fight.
These beardless bugs would sink the ship on my watch. I'm ready.
I have no idea what they're all doing. Asking where that dragon just come from. They're all ganging up on it now. Oh, let's go and see if she's aware.
She tries to speak, but can only with jagged movements. She raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture.
Tincture?
Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister C1's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. C1 clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder.
Oh, run away. Better to fight another day, what do you
Bloody
reckon?
bubbles froth from her mouth. She's not long for this world.
See ya. Sorry, love. I couldn't help you. Oh, he's dead. Oh, I'm dead. Am I dead? I think I'm dead. Oh, I'm still on deck. Yeah, I'm dead. Oh no, no, maybe not. Oh my lord. Oh, aliens, come for me. Beaming me off.
Right.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriband.
Oriband. Rather long loading.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? This must be Fort Joy.
Right, so waypoints of fast travel. Okay.
I thought the order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King.
Nothing. Bowstring. Cool. Okay, done then.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
Right, so that's the bar. So let's see what he's got. Wooden toy block, lockpicks, and shells. And I have a football. What else can we give him? The lockpick. Thank you very much.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards.
Tell him that's a pity. Lizards are famed storytellers.
Really? Like, what kind of stories?
Check his mirror, he should be in school anyway. different. I'll give it. It is. It's different, isn't it? Reminds me of the really old RPGs. Telling me you know an excellent one about Dragon King. He ruled vast lands and married a beautiful elf princess.
A dragon that marries an elf? That sounds silly. Can I hear it anyway?
You warmly tell the tale of the dragon, but despite your best efforts, you notice that your knowledge of legends and monsters is somehow upsetting the child.
Scaring him.
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
Do I look like a sorcerer?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
No, nothing like the old Command and Conquer. No, it's not like that. That was more a strategy game, not one it, than an RPG. So, this, it reminds me, the way that you fight reminds me of the original Final Fantasies. You at me, I'll at you, you at me, you, I'll at you, you know, one of them. But depending on what you fight, I reckon that could be quite interesting. I like games like that.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong or crazy.
Might be wrong and crazy.
Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than inside.
Yeah, where's his parents? Didn't know where you are.
They're gone now. Their Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home.
It isn't safe out here. Ship was attacked by Voidwoken not far off this shore.
But you didn't die.
I only avoided it, survived the Voidwoken attack by the skin of my teeth. No, I don't like that. Ask him why he doesn't seem scared.
I guess I am. But it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
Oh. Bit of both, I thought. I guess I am, but it's normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scary.
There isn't anywhere safer. That's what I mean.
It's not good descending kits there either, is it? You know what I mean?
You'll see.
Oh, poor kid. I hope I get to help him later. See you later, Sam. No. No, broken. Sight range indicator. There are enemies ahead. Press left shift to see the enemy's sight range. So you can do sneak attacks and stuff then, I presume. You can sneak into the transparent red areas by pressing C. Combat will start the moment you enter the opaque red zone and thus are spotted. Okay. If that's the case, we shall do some sneaky. I think you underestimate my sneakiness. Oh look, I'm a bush. Must be a heavy bush. Oh, you can see my tail. Suppose it's a little bit like Zelda. Yeah, it is. It's the same sort of premise, isn't it? It's multiplayer this as well, so you can it's a 4-man team apparently. If you play on your own, you control of all of them, but you can play a character each if you wanted to. You know, so 4 of you can go online and play a character each. Then it plays a lot more like Dungeons and Dragons did, because you're just building the one character and working together as a team. So let's see if we can get a sneak attack on these guys. Let's have a look at where they are. Oh, so it's Videwalking, so I think we can get to here. Let's get them with the oil. That worked quite well. So one in there, and one in the oil. Turn there.
I know you.
The bugs are talking to me now. Delay your turn by pressing the delay button during your combat turn. As a result, your turn will be pushed to the end of that round. No, I don't want to do that. And then I'll go over there behind and use this rock. Oh, I didn't mean to burn myself. Damn. Oh, I made it all the way around. Ow.
These bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay.
And put myself out.
Drowned and eaten by a void woken.
Resurrection scroll so I can revitalise if I die. You vandal. Money, minor heat. Okay, we'll have that. Crafty weapon. Read. A word of advice for the badly armed: tie your knife or shave if that's all you have to a stick or branch. Right, so that's just a recipe book. Oh, there's the Red Prince.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red colour. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
Hmm. We've got 3 watching. Who's the other person watching? Say hello. I'm glad he survived that shipwreck.
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, 2 smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
Okay. Duelist. That'd be good.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hole.
You're welcome.
You have my gratitude.
Hi, mate. Okay, dude. You alright, Clark? How are you this
Hand over heart,
afternoon?
he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
I really like the narrator. That change it. That's clever. Telling me glad to be of help doesn't do to stand idly by when people are in danger.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we?
I need a hero.
Now then, if there's nothing further.
What are you doing here? Why are you standing on that rock?
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
I see memories, childhood days spent in the sun, or... As of last night, you see kraken-infested wasteland you'll never want to do it, go near again. No. That sounds well whimper. I see memories, childhood days spent in the sun.
Memories. Quite so.
It's a roleplay game. You're a wizard that's been caught and enslaved by them things round your neck. So you can't cast your powerful magic. So I presume the game is about breaking free from that and then doing lots and lots of damage with magic and stuff.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
Sounds a bit porno.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire.
Yeah, pretty much. Choose your own adventure role-playing game. The way things can be done on the game is brilliant. I'll put a link to the trailer on it. It's pretty damn good, or it looks it. Looks hard though.
I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost. What do you mean? What do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
How'd you lose an empire? Check under that rock over there.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
Proper full of himself, this red dude, isn't he?
Oh, may the seven have mercy on their own creation.
Never played this before. I normally play action games, card games, maybe a bit of fun. Cage fighting games. Yeah, I like MMA myself, but it was that got me done from the last channel.
I am the Red
I didn't realise I was still streaming, and then went and watched a bit of MMA. And he had me in a few seconds.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment.
Well, yeah, you've got a knife tied to a stick, mate, for a weapon, so I can imagine.
The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag.
Yeah, we'll
Never
invite
you
you
worry.
to come with
The
us.
throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Which one? The new UFC one? I had the first UFC. Me best mate got it as well, and we just used to tater each other online all the time. Yeah, I'm inviting this guy to travel with me.
Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship after all.
Oh, you're not allowed to say
I
WWF anymore. It's
On one
WWE.
condition.
Because they got told off the World Wildlife Foundation.
For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of our kind's revered mystics.
Okay.
I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company.
Yeah, I'll promise him.
Jolly good. So, now that that's settled, first things first.
Okay.
Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out, it goes without saying.
Yeah.
As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic and, yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
Someone with a bit of muscle,
Do
'cause I
not
need a
take
tank,
my
I think.
elegance as a mask for frailty. My blows shatter shields, and my thrusts pierce armor. If a warrior you need, the warrior you'll have.
Right, so we've got up close personal with good defense, up close but can deal damage from afar, someone who can deal a lot of damage up close and personal, a knight, so that'd be shielded, won't it, with armour. A fighter who doesn't shy away from dabbling in the dark arts and enjoys pummeling his enemies with a heavy two-handed hammer. That sounds quite interesting. I think we'll do... No, we've got to do a tank of some sort. Let's do a knight.
Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper forms of address include your
So I've got
majesty,
headphones on.
your royal highness, or if you're
Yeah,
feeling
I've got
particularly
headphones on, mate.
frivolous, my lord.
Your fiance's sleeping, she's took meds and got KO'd. He said she needed sleep, so that's a good thing, isn't it, mate? Sleeping liquids, wasn't it? See, you've got headphones on right now, I get it.
As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Well, Red Prince, he's going to be, isn't he?
Of
Full
course,
of
there
himself.
are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
It's good to have though, because I'm a magician. I'm magic, so mine's range damage. So I want someone to keep them busy while I fry their faces. Pull apart the party portraits apart to unchain them. Breaking the chain stops them from following party members. Oh, okay. Get you. Come on then, dude. We're gonna have a look round. See if we can find anything else to kill. Ooh. Can't reach that.
cat. Some would see this as an omen.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
Yeah, most of them do. You got up at 11, I don't normally get up that time. My normal lying is 9 or 8. Yeah, I'm the same. I got up early again though, me, this morning. I was up till 4:30 last night. And I was up at before 9, I think it was.
Hey, stop following me. Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
It's foggy.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a jerk he turns away from you.
Oh, don't go, pussycat. Oh, the cat's following me now. Getting bigger this part, isn't it? Oh, gloves. What's this? Muddy mittens. What's that? World secrets. Keep an eye out for secret passages. Rivlon is full of hidden levers, pressure plates and mysterious hatches. Try walking through the hanging vines. Okay. Cool. Ooh. Okay.
Wonder where this leads.
Dead man. Oh, it's that Fane again. So he
As
didn't
the
die in the
alcove
ship.
opens up, you see the same skeleton
Sorry
that you
about
met
all
on
the
the boat
Discord
before it
noises, having a
sank.
heated discussion
He's
about
still not
trucks
wearing
going
his
over
mask.
the wind. Same laugh out loud up till about 4 and then up at 11. Yeah man. Hardcore. That's it, innit?
He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its face.
Be right back. No worries, pal. See you soon.
Bugger.
Beg your pardon?
How on earth am I supposed to... Oh. Perhaps...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at the man's cheeks, the skeleton relents, letting the head drop to the ground with a damp thud.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor?
The hell?
Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected.
Buoyant. Why the heads for a prisoner on the
It seems the human that stole my mask was rather more resourceful than I gave her credit for.
So you having a heated debate with then, on it?
I chased her here, but she rather seems to have given me the slip. Thus...
He turns back to the body, prodding at its face cautiously.
Why, its face, of course. What other use would I have for some rotting corpse?
Okay. What do you need his face for?
A face that seems rather stubbornly attached to his skull.
No idea, mate, to be honest. Yeah, it does.
I would normally employ a tool to delicately but viciously
That's put
rip the
machine
face
on
from the
spin,
body.
kitchen only next door. I have not got a clue with washing machines, me. I fail miserably every single time I try and use them.
I could then craft a mask to hide my bone. But as I lack such a tool...
Silver. Silver is God, you mean? You mean Wayne? He just likes arguing, mate.
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's
Wayne
skin
does love a
pulls
good
further.
debate. You're a pro. Right, why does he need to make a mask?
Because my own was stolen from me. And the idea of being chased across Rivellon by every idiot with a torch does not appeal.
Fair enough, I can understand that one.
Oh, get away! Monster! Hide the children! Oh. You are simple beasts. And you simply do not like my... well, not my kind, but those that look like me.
Yeah, Wayne Silver.
So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Oh, don't be ridiculous. I have important things to do on Reaper's Coast.
I've got to give it to Silver, he can take a joke. What I will. Alright, it's cool. Wayne is cool.
I cannot simply sit about waiting for the rest of you to die so I may continue my business in peace. No, I may be an eternal, but my patience has its limits. Indeed, I may be the only eternal. My people seem rather absent.
Mate, with you can take a joke. The whole family can. They're a bunch of piss takers.
At least from this round.
It's quite entertaining.
As for the others,
so they've had to learn how to take a joke.
There is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll find my answers.
Very good banter when you're with them all. Tell you what game I haven't played for a while. Ghost Recon. Player versus player. Which Ghost Recon? Wildlands. The new one or one of the older ones? Oh, on the Xbox One it'll be Wildlands then, won't it? You know what, Neon? I was quite disappointed with Wildlands. It was very samey.
Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are clearly absent from this world, and yet they are everywhere.
I stopped playing that before the PvP came out though. It was just co-op. And PvE, it wasn't the best. It didn't hold me attention for very long.
Every one of your races resembles them in some manner, and the statues you have built to your gods look remarkably familiar.
Yeah, I think they need a bigger update.
Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm. Or perhaps your gods are merely a folk memory.
So how does the PvP work then? Is it a bit like PUBG? You got teams against teams until there's only one team left, sort of thing?
Regardless, they are not here. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. A cult? Hardly. We were a race that existed before the idea of race was needed. We were all one. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill, but I fear the limits of your imagination would not do us justice. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works of great art. We disappeared. But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again.
Alright, okay. PlayStation myself, mate. PlayStation. I think most of us PlayStation. I think Don Christoph might have an Xbox. And the Gaming Englishman, I think, has got an Xbox as well. Don't know if they've got the game though.
Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must know, I was inconvenienced for a time. Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. One tends to lose track.
You mean in the chat, Clark? And yeah, I don't think you'll be able to though. You might have to put it in Discord, and then I'll put it in.
I was sealed in a tomb for daring
Try it
to
though.
be curious about the world.
If it doesn't work, I'll put it in for you.
It seems our king did not agree that the universe should be explored to its full potential.
You mean your
Perhaps I should
Xbox
thank
name?
him.
I presume.
Seems I was spared whatever happened to the others.
Last PlayStation I owned was PlayStation 2. Was it? You know, I've had the 3 and the 4, but I just don't use them. You need a companion, mate.
I suppose, circumstances being what they are, it could be advantageous. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be useful.
You've always been a Nintendo fanatic. Did you have the Wii?
Excellent.
Right, so we've got...
While we are conversing, perhaps, of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality. But being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade. Ah, you seek a more subtle approach. How surprisingly civilized. Very well. I could do that with one hand behind. Splendid.
Okay.
Very well. Let's
be off. Okay. That's your Xbox name. No worries, pal. Are you in the Discord as well, Clark? If you are, put your channel name and your Xbox link in the promote your content chat. That'll help as well, mate. Need SNES and the Wii also. Like the SNES, GameCube and N64. N64 was a good one. I like that one. Spent a fair few hours playing on that. More than a fair few, actually. Right, so basically we've got 2 teammates now. We've got a tank and something hidden's been revealed. A tank and an archer. What was highlighted then? I don't get it. Discord, mate, not sure what it does. It's just a chat room, mate. If you've got Facebook, it runs a bit like the Facebook groups. So it's just a load of like-minded people that can chat. You get it on your browser as well, mate, at home, if you wanted. You know, if you didn't want to download it or anything. Alex the Kid, yeah. Wonder Boy. Gaming ground and mean bean machine. Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I don't like Facebook for that reason, but it's it's a community basically. It's an app that allows gamer-minded communities to talk away from streams and things like that. It's pretty straightforward. If you're watching the stream, I'll put the Discord on so you can see what it looks like. That's Discord, mate. So it'll have all the member names down the side, and then there's groups that you can go in and chat. There's voice call groups as well. But there's a promote your content as well, so that if you've got any stuff that you want people to see, post a link there and then it'll link you straight to it. So if anyone clicks on it, they'll be able to go to your stuff as well. And so far there's not been any drama like there is on YouTube, on Facebook, sorry. Yeah, no worries on it. Still got to put internet on Xbox 3 months ago, just haven't had time to put on. Discord is not as bad as Facebook. No, I know, it's nowhere near as bad as Facebook. I hate Facebook because it's just drama. A lot of the stuff that goes on Facebook, I just sit there thinking, why would you put that stuff on? Fortunately, I have to have it if you're doing streaming or motor vlogging. Social media is important, but I can't stand it myself. Yeah, I know there's zero drama, but it's the same principle as the groups. So communities. I think so, mate. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's the one, mate. Just type Discord into Google and then click on downloads. Download it now, and then once it's installed, I'll put the link. I'll send you the link so that you can join the group, mate. Oh, Neon's already on it. Thank you, Neon. Get the app first before you use that link though, mate, because for some reason it doesn't work unless you've already got the app. Or you've got it logged in on your browser. Yep. Yeah, so you want to go on Discord site. So Discord. You can either open it here, but you register there, or you download it for your Windows and it just runs as an app. That's what that is, the app. Yes, you can do it on your phone, mate, yeah. Oh, it went through for you, did it? Cool. A lot of people have been saying that, maybe it's just on PC this then. A lot of people have been saying unless they've already got it, the links aren't working. So I just tell everyone to do it with them. Yeah, they can see if you're on. unless you choose to hide that fact. It's entirely up to you what you do with it. But it's just the way, you know, when I'm not streaming and everyone else isn't doing other stuff, we can just get together and have a chinwag. Yeah, email password. That's what it looks like in your browser, bud. Or a heated discussion, yeah. Why are we coming up with over 18? And Skull asked me about that this morning, said that we were over 18 community, and I said no, we weren't. Apparently we are. Okay. Like video recording live to each other. Yeah, you can do that as well. Yeah, probably. You probably have one. He'll be back later. Yeah, but it's just a way for us to all chat when I'm not streaming, so we don't have to wait until I'm streamed to have a chinwag. We use Discord, so you know when you're listening to the streams and you can hear everyone's voice. It's because we use Discord for talking. So you can record on your phone showing game while recording live or not live. Yeah, you don't have to use the voice chats, you can just type if you want. That's fine. So I can record on my phone showing game. Do you mean you can record game footage using this? I'm not too sure, you know. Hi Case, you alright? Welcome to the stream. So let's pick this up.
Let's hope this is worth the digging.
Fight? What am I fighting? Oh. Right, let's back up with him. Because he's an archer, so he can do range. Wow. Wow, yeah, it's hard. Battering ram. Okay. Gripper and blow. Oh, that did better. Okay. That wasn't a good start, was it, guys? Hi, how are you? I'm alright, Case. Thanks for asking, bud. How are you? I think only the live recording is if you're on PC and got OBS or something down those lines. Yeah, that's pretty much as far as I know how it's done. What game are you talking about on the PC? If you want to record anything on the PC, OBS is probably one of the best ways to go. You're 100. 100 what, mate?
Here lies a nameless inmate. In the whole
Okay, move on. Yeah, not the best start, that one. Let's go and have a look what's down here. Yeah, stuff is alright, I said I was one. Oh, 100%! Ah, cool. Sorry, I misread it. I do that a lot.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak. Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
What an horrible people here, isn't they?
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I thought he meant his age.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
Oh?
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Got the gloves on them ones. Wow. I don't want to fight any of them anytime soon.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop!
Oh, game sounded like a drama there.
My father.
The voice acting's really good, I really like it.
Disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the void destroy it.
I've got to going to look at cattle, might buy them. Cool. I gather you're a farmer then. I'm looking at doing a farming simulator series soon. Might interest you, give you a bit of a chuckle to watch a noob learning how to farm.
Dallas?
If it does interest you and you want to giggle, mate, don't forget to hit the bell icon.
Your Holiness.
YouTube's playing games, it doesn't inform you, it doesn't notify you anymore unless you do.
Aye.
And even then it doesn't all the time. Yeah, I hope you get a good price as well. Get them for a steal.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
I think we can level these up now then. Let's talk to Fane.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
$900 each. You know, that's not as expensive as I expected. I thought they were going to be a lot dearer than that for cattle.
Weaker specimens suffer.
I'm actually surprised at that. Elves can eat limbs. Okay. Why would you want to? Ugh.
Boat ever again.
Oh, it's one of the kids.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh?
What's a luck penny, Case? Pardon me ignorance.
I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
Probably gone already, innit?
I never want to set foot on a stuffy old boat ever.
Right, let's head into the town then. Skills. Let's see if I can add a couple more skills on that. So I need some skill books for these because I can add skills. Okay. How do I level up?
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
Ah, there we go. Do intelligence. Constitution. What's this? Ability to shape what characters can do and how well they do it. Okay. Let's turn Pyro up. So fire. Fire. Barring. Let's do barring. Okay. Next one. Let's do constitution, so that's health. And finesse. Huntsman up on him, because he's an archer. And we'll do Law Master, which is basically identifies enemies and allows you to identify items. Okay. What does Wits do? Critical chance initiative and your ability to detect traps and find hidden treasures. We'll let that go. And we'll take strength up one. What is warfare? Just warfare. Okay.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
Please. Go. We'll go for persuasion still. I think that's them leveled up.
Where is he?
Right, I think that's pretty much the tutorial done, innit? So far we've got a cat that's a bit dizzy, a red prince that's full of himself, me, that's me, oh, that's me, and Fane. He's got a really rubbish looking bow. My claws are looking good though.
I told him at noon exactly, didn't I?
The sword's a bit battered, isn't it? They're all 9 months old.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
Right guys, that's it for the stream. Just wanted to get through the tutorial parts, and then the next stream, daytime stream, will be opening up the story and finding out exactly what's going on and developing the characters slightly, I think. Let's have a look around the town first. So there's plenty to explore here. Plenty of people. Oh, there's more people there. There's Losa. Don't know who Dominic is. Or you. Or you. Or you. Oh, there's Ifan. So he survived as well. Yeah, there's Ifan. I think we might take him next. Rather than that Losa, because I think her eyes glow black and she started sprouting all sorts of weird stuff. So I'm not too sure on her. So yeah, I think we should do Ifan next. So anyway, we've got me, who's a magician, magic, not magician. We've got Fane, who's an archer, and we've got the Red Prince, who's a tank warrior.
I told him at
I think
noon.
we started off well. I look forward to carrying on and finding out what the story's about. Right, anyway guys, thanks for tuning in. It was a quick one, this one. I think all my single player game videos will be, the streams will be short ones, to be honest. Tune in again later for more stream, and I shall see you all later. Peace guys.